Let's now revise some legal provisions relating to MSME sector. What is MSME? Micro, small, medium enterprise. Right. Now, it is no such special type of enterprise or any special type of business form of organization. Any enterprise means which is engaged in the manufacturing sector or the service sector, which meets the criteria as given under this act will be called as MSME. Now, MSME is a highly dynamic sector and government undoubtedly wants to promote it as it generates a lot of employment, it results in equitable distribution and a lot of benefits, right? So we have a dedicated ministry, the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises for the same. Although the primary responsibility for development of MSMEs lies with the state government, central government undoubtedly facilitates a lot through the ministry that we have. Now, coming to the act, we have MSME Development Act 2006. The first thing that we read is about the definition of MSME, what will be called as micro enterprise, what will be called as small enterprise, and what will be called as medium enterprise. So we divide the definition into two categories, manufacturing sector and service sector. However, for both the categories, we have a composite criteria, which is the same given, so there is no change. What is the criteria, ma'am? We check two things: investment in plant and machinery and turnover. They should both be below a certain threshold to come into this type of category. So if investment in plant and machinery is less than equal to 1 CR and turnover less than equal to 5 CR, micro enterprise. Investment in plant and machinery less than equal to 10 CR and turnover less than equal to 50 CR, small enterprise. Investment in plant and machinery less than equal to 50 CR and turnover less than equal to 250 CR, medium enterprise. Now, when we read this definition, we have to take care of certain things, that investment in plant and machinery will be according to ITR, and it will include all the tangible asset but will not include the land and furniture and fixtures. If we talk about turnover, again, IT returns, GST returns, the data will be compiled from there. And moreover, the value of exports shall be excluded. Okay. Then we come to certain other important definitions, of which we have just one very important definition, which is appointed day. Appointed day has a relevance when we study about the delayed payments to MSMEs. So it has more relevance over there, but we'll read the definition. We'll revise the definition first. If MSME has supplied some goods and you are supposed to make payment, this act ensures that you make timely payment. What is going to be timely payment? That all we'll discuss later, right? Here we are concerned about that when goods are delivered, it is the day of acceptance. Okay. And when the day of acceptance is there, after that expiry of 15 days, following day is going to be the appointed day. But sometimes it may so happen that the goods have been delivered, but there is a dispute. That means the goods have not been accepted yet. So till the time the goods have not been accepted, the date of removal of objection will be considered as the date of acceptance, and thereafter we will compute the appointed day accordingly. Now, Section 3. Central government establishes a national board for MSME. They examine factors affecting the development of MSMEs, review policies that CG has made, give recommendations, and also advise CG on the use of fund that CG has constituted under this act. So CG constitutes a fund known as MSME fund, wherein CG gives all the grants, and that has to be utilized only for MSME sector. CG itself is responsible for that fund, and CG ensures the monitoring and everything of the fund. Okay, so advisation matters will be there from national board, and also we have an advisory committee which is again constituted by CG, and it advises CG on certain matters, and it also advises this national board on certain matters. Okay, so we have different authorities and different bodies which have been constituted under this act. We have another thing that we have to read for national board, which is composition of board, which I have not reproduced over here, nor I'm discussing in this revision class. Why? Because it is huge. So composition you have to learn. They all are going to meet once in 3 months in every year. Apart from that, we have a section 9 also, which just gives power to central government to formulate guidelines, notification policies with respect to different issues. Like, we want the MSMEs to be more competitive, we want to develop their skill, we want to upgrade their technology, some management issues, providing them infrastructure facility, cluster development, credit facility. So using that powers, CG has in fact formulated a lot of schemes for the development of MSME units. So this is huge list of MSME schemes that we have. Anyway, moving to the next part is our registration. Under section 8, see, registration of MSMEs is not mandatory, but if you want to avail the benefits under the act, then you must get yourself registered. How to get yourself registered? Simply by filing a memorandum with the specified authority as given by state government. So where do we file memorandum, and what is memorandum? Memorandum is nothing but like an application form only. It's called as memorandum because you're furnishing information, and that's it. It's a free of cost process. There are 2 ways to do it. Udyam registration portal, you can file Udyog Aadhaar memorandum, or NSIC. NSIC, what is NSIC? That we'll discuss later. But they have designed a single window system. They also have the power, and using that, they work for promotion and betterment of MSMEs. So they have designed a single window system for MSMEs and their champions control room at DIC. So you can do that by filing form over there as well. Then we have one of the important things in this chapter, that is delayed payment monitoring or delayed payments to MSMEs. See, payment to supplier has to be made. If MSME has provided any goods, the act ensures that you make timely payment to these MSMEs. If there exists an agreement between buyer and supplier, then you have to make payment before the date specified in the agreement, and this date cannot be beyond 45 days. Supposedly you do not have any agreement with respect to payment, then you have to make payment before appointed day that we discussed. That means after the goods have been accepted, you have 15 days time to make payment. Fine. If it is not paid, then the buyer will be liable to pay compound interest at monthly rest from appointed day or the day agreed at 3 times of bank rate specified by RBI. That's not complete. The interest will not be allowed as deduction to the buyer, and moreover, he has to also report the same in his annual accounts. The amount that he has not paid, principal amount, interest, separately in his annual accounts. So he has to incorporate that also. Okay, fine, ma'am. Now, we have another point with respect to this, which is counsel. Supposedly, there is delay in payment. Supposedly, there is dispute in payment. Where can the parties go? Is there a separate forum which is there in this act? The answer is yes. We have a separate forum called as Micro and Small Enterprises Facilitation Council, MSEFC, which is established by state government. So undoubtedly we'll have different councils. Minimum 3 members, maximum 5 members. These members will be selected from Director of Industries, representative of Association of MSA, representative of banks or financial institutions, persons with special knowledge. What is this council going to do? They are going to deal with the disputes. So any party can refer to the council, and when council receives such reference, the first attempt the council makes is conciliation. That means the council tries to resolve the differences between both the parties and bring them to settle. by acting as a conciliator themselves or referring it to someone else. If conciliation cannot take place, that means if settlement cannot take place, then it acts as an arbitrator and it decides who is correct, who is incorrect, and gives a judgment, gives a verdict, gives an arbitral award. Okay. Any reference made to the council is going to be decided within 90 days. Which reference can be made to the council? See, if the supplier falls in the jurisdiction of that council, the council can act as arbitrator or conciliator. It doesn't matter where the buyer is from. The buyer can be anywhere in India. The supplier has to be in his jurisdiction. Now, all these things happen through an online platform which is MSME Samadhan, online portal for delayed payment monitoring system. Just like we have MCA portal, likewise we also have this portal. Fine, we want to reach to this particular council, but we will file it online and it will be reached to that particular council. That council will take action, and all the government ministry, everyone is involved, so everyone can monitor what things are happening and how things are happening. Okay, fine, ma'am. Now, I think I told you about NSIC, National Small Industries Corporation Limited. It was established in 1955. It works through different offices, and the main purpose is just to provide support services to MSMEs. Right. Now we come to the various schemes or benefits. See, first thing, government has formulated a lot of schemes for the betterment of MSEs, but they do not have adequate knowledge and hence they are unable to get the benefits. What are the benefits, ma'am? Security support, financial support, technical support, improving their livelihood. Why? Because they are providing you infrastructure, credit facilities, modern testing, flow of credit, modern management, entrepreneurship development, the same things that we discussed in section 9, skill upgradation, right? A lot of support. So, all that support they are providing and it's benefiting MSMEs in a lot of ways, but MSMEs are not aware and hence they are mostly unable to utilize or benefit themselves from these schemes. However, out of all the schemes or benefits, we are reading a few. First one, revival and rehabilitation. Whenever MSME are being given some loan, they might not be in a position to repay it back, and that's why restructuring may be needed. So, this scheme provides about restructuring of the same. Procurement preference policy, government ensures just to in order to encourage them that they should continue their production, government ensures that okay, fine, this much or supposedly maybe these many items we are going to procure from MSMEs only. So it does not matter whether the big shot players are producing that, government will take that product from MSME only. Right. Likewise, you have reservation policies by government that government reserves a certain thing that this is going to happen from MSME only. We are going to encourage women entrepreneurs also. Okay. So a lot of reservation policies, a lot of preference, procurement preference policy, all that happens by government for the betterment of MSMEs. Okay. Digital MSME, what is digital MSME? The government wants MSME to digitalize, right? That means by using ERP, by using accounting softwares, by using all those things. So, in that, government helps these MSMEs by creating more awareness, by providing them training with respect to ERP, by providing them, telling them their benefits. Then we have ECLGS, which basically relates to COVID 19, and it is emergency credit linked guarantee scheme. It tells that banks or NBFC, you provide credit to MSMEs, will give you 100% guarantee cover, but capping of 4 years and rate of interest maximum 9.25 for banks and 14% for NBFC. Then we have SBL, secured business loan by SIDBI, 10 crores maximum for 10 years. PMEGP, Employment Generation Program. So credit subsidy will be given by government for generating employment. Reservation policies, I already told you. Special consideration in international trade fairs and all. And training will also be provided through the training programs that we have. After that, we have some recent announcement, of which one scheme is important, and that I have designed a chart for the same. Credit guarantee scheme for subordinate debt. We have MSME who has already taken loan and they are unable to repay that loan. That means they are recognized as NPAs or stressed assets by these banking institutions or the lending institutions. Now, government is saying to give them more credit to promoters of MSME unit equal to 15% of his stake, subject to maximum of 75 lakh, and guarantee coverage will be provided by the government. It will be treated as separate loan, and for the same 20,000 crores have been allocated. So provision has been made for. Okay, fine.